Literally Heinous. Literally Heinous with Lily Maslia.
Hello and welcome back to Literally Heinous bonus episode. We're in our post Ariana Grande glow and we just had to get on here and talk about our experiences. So as everyone knows, I'm ride or die Ariana Grande fan. She's everything to me, my favorite singer of all time, favorite celebrity of all time, number one dream guest on Literally Heinous. And I bought these tickets back in September when they went on sale, and with my friend Jenna, who couldn't make it in town. So sorry to Jenna, but there were a ton of storms in New York. There were storms in Atlanta, and her flight couldn't come out. And then my mom came to the rescue day of the show and came with me.
Honored and thrilled.
So I've been talking about Ariana Grande for years, how much I love her. And then obviously you see her in the news, and you finally got to come with me. So, I mean, it was incredible. It was amazing. So, like, what were you thinking going into it? And then how did you feel after?
So you have been ride or die since inception.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a gift, I believe, of integrity. And so I knew that there was something there. Mm-hmm. Didn't really get into her or know about her. So when you asked me to go or kind of suggested it, I was curious. And like, okay, it'll be a fun experience. I had zero idea that it would change my life.
Yay!
Yes. Huge fan, on board, sold.
So her whole album, Eternal Sunshine, is about the healing journey. And Ariana's very woke. You know, she's very in tune with spirituality. She has a song on there called Saturn Returns. And it's just like an interlude where she takes a clipping of this. I think it's an astronomer who talks about Saturn return and how when we're all born, Saturn's somewhere, and the Saturn cycle takes around about 29 years to make a full completion. And once you hit that point, you really start to wake up and smell the coffee, and you realize, like, you know, some things that are wrong with your life and making some changes. So I loved that one, and I was excited for you to experience the concert, but the concert really took me by surprise because she did the whole healing journey at the concert. So obviously the album is inspired from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is a movie from, I think, 2000 with Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, exploring it's like a sci-fi romance, exploring the idea if there was like a surgery you could get where you could like basically erase someone from your brain, like a bad breakup. And it's a really, really cool movie. So she bases the album on that and kind of like does like wanting to erase things from her brain, like past versions of herself, younger versions of herself, like people that she's dated. And obviously everything that she's done has been under an insane microscope. Mm-hmm. It's like, could you imagine that?
No, because it's so vulnerable and private and there's parts of it that are terrifying.
Yeah.
So for her to publicly share a lot of that is very, very, it's a message that we need. I don't know that she knows that she's the messenger that she is, but she is.
Yeah. So what was your interpretation of like the message of the show and the movies?
Well, you hadn't told, I didn't know anything. So I went in blind, a complete virgin. And I am so glad because the Saturn Return song was what got me. Initially, what I noticed was anybody in the audience could look up on that stage and see themselves represented. Mm-hmm. And that's what got me first.
With the dancers?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I loved, even pre-show, she had all the places that you could donate to support, you know, what is going on and geopolitically. So that was huge for me. And then when I realized that she was actually showing the entire arc of the healing journey, which is what we do, and the minute I knew it, and I just was riveted. Yeah. And I just thought that she told the story brilliantly. It was, for me, it was not a concert. It was a performance. It was something way deeper than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was cool. So she had a bunch of like mini movies throughout. And if you've been paying attention to her rollout of the album, is each of the music videos, she's created like a cinematic universe. Like she's created characters and she's created this universe where she goes to the Brighter Days factory and she replaces it or gets memories erased from her brain. So she was drawing from that and all the music videos that she's put out so far. So throughout the show, there were these mini movies. And obviously, she was, changing, resting her vocals, drinking water during all of those, like giving the dancers a break. But it was so much fun to watch. And that was something that really surprised me. She started with just the movie of her, like, going to the computer screen, like, brain erasing, do you wish to continue? She says yes. And then throughout the show, it'll be like 3 or 4 songs, and then it'll be like another chapter of the movie. And they were so engaging.
She, started out like my life as a horror show with The Shining, and went through all of that. And then I believe that she seemed like she fell down the looking glass.
Yeah.
And ended up in this space where she reconnected with her inner child. And I'll just call her little one was so excited that Ariana was there and said, do you come here very often? And Ariana says, I've never been here, which means she's never reconnected to her little one.
Yeah.
And Ariana says to the little girl, do you come here very often? She goes, oh, I'm here all the time. And she teaches Ariana how to swing on the swing set. And then she takes Ariana's hand and she guides her through the hall of past lives where everybody's kind of on, waiting to be erased.
Yeah. And you can see like versions of Ariana, like with her different hairstyles throughout the year. And
the black boots.
Yes, like the black boots and the hoodie and then the long hair. And it was really fun. And she like goes through all the doors and it's like you could feel her like cringing almost, because it's like who likes to see old pictures of themselves and like be reminded of like, oh my God. But then she feels for herself because she's watching versions of herself like eyes rolled back in their head, hooked up to a machine, and she wants to save them.
I feel that. I had such a similar experience. I shared with you that I went through all my journals. They were in this cabinet over here because I wanted to find a particular story that I knew I'd written. And I went back and the journals were so sad. And I was like, gosh, I've grown so much and I'm so different now. So I actually took all the journals and we burned them. We did a burning ceremony. But the symbology to me was very, very, very deep because I just experienced it.
Yeah.
That exactly, you said it so perfectly, like seeing them there, like, ugh, but also a kind of a, the cringe factor and the shame, but also the love and the, the longing, like, gosh, that part got me here.
Yeah.
And that part means so much to that little one within you.
Yeah.
It's like she's the one keeping them alive.
Yeah. What do you mean by that, keeping them alive?
Maybe just keeping the memories of them alive, like holding that, in the heart space.
Yeah.
That, in our brain space, oh my God, the cringe, the shame, blah, 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 beating yourself and shaming yourself. But in the heart space, realizing, oh my gosh, that version of me suffered and maybe was sick or mentally unwell or had whatever issues going on, but still contributed so much to who I am now.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be the people we are if those past versions of ourselves had not existed.
I always say, if you're not cringing, you're not growing, which is like a very like watered down version of it. And I just try to like remind myself of that because I feel like I'll think about something I did 6 months ago and be like, nah, I can't believe I did that. But it's cool because I'm like, okay, I'm growing, I'm learning and growing. And it is great to try on different hats. There's I've been listening to the How I Met Your Mother rewatch podcast, and the lead actor in it, Josh Radnor, I'm just obsessed with this man. Like, he is so wise and he has all these cool like metaphors, and he says in life you get to try on hats, hairstyles, and tattoos. And it's like the hats, you can change them out every day. The hairstyles, it's like, okay, like you're gonna have to live with that for a little bit and you're gonna have to think about that. And then the tattoo choices are like, that's your choice forever. So it's like, how do we look at things through that lens, Yeah. It's cool.
And to be able to, be in that spot with the connection to your little child. Hey, and the journey is, it's beautiful and terrifying. And to be in that spot and to be able to look at those past versions and really see them not through your eyes of shame, but through the little one's eyes of unconditional love.
Yeah. It was really cool.
And so the little girl led her through that, and she realized that she did not want to delete all of these past versions. And so there was a whole, crashing of the computer monitor and realizing that that wasn't going to happen. And then another clip was shown. And to me, it seemed like it turned from like she had broken out of the Matrix, which is another concept that is near and dear to me. Mm-hmm. And once she broke out of the Matrix, she was able to see kind of the beauty in the ordinary. And I love that the dancers all came out in white and they turned the stage. There's a big orb in the stage. I'm not a good describer like Lily is.
In the stage, so there was a basic stage, and then there was a catwalk, and then there was like a circular into the catwalk. And then above that was like an LED circular. It was a screen, but it was also like, it could be lowered all the way to the ground and then lift up, and then there she was, and then it could come back down. So, and then that was also where you could watch the movies, was on that orb.
And so they came out, and it was kind of turned into a spaceship. Mm-hmm. They were looking like, oh, there's so much more in the universe. It's so much bigger than we are. We have no idea because we're in these limited versions of ourselves. Yeah. But wow, look at all this. And so they all encircled her, and then I guess they, attached her levitation belt.
Yeah.
And she just was taken up into the spaceship.
And then she levitated up singing one of my favorite songs off the album called Supernatural. Mm-hmm. And it's such a good one. Like she loves space. And I just love this with Ariana, why it's so easy to be a fan of her is because she has all of these like really niche interests. Mm-hmm. Like she's a big like film connoisseur, horror, comedy, and like space. She had a song a few years ago, like off of an old album called NASA, that was like using space as a double entendre for needing space from someone. And she said, like, I'm the universe and you're NASA. Like, you're obsessed with me. Like, I need space. And then when she did her Houston show, this was for like the tour years ago, she got like a special tour of NASA. And
as she should.
As she should. And it's like, if you understand like Ariana's lore and you've been following her forever, you're able to like connect these dots, and it rewards the viewers and it rewards the people who have like been paying attention and connecting the dots.
So I was thinking the words paying attention as you said the words paying attention.
Yeah.
Got to pay attention.
She rewards people, like rewards the fans that are like paying attention to what she's doing and taking her recommendations. I knew she loved Eternal Sunshine, so I should have seen the movie years ago, but like I watched it before it came out and was able to like connect the dots. And when in the beginning, when it was like the horror aspect, obviously, I mean, The Shining is like everyone references The Shining, but I was able to get it because I was like, of course she references The Shining. She's a huge fan of horror films.
So she gets lifted up into the spaceship, and then on the screen, it shows the little girl and her holding hands, and they walk to a bench, and they sit on the bench next to Ariana's future self. I'm like, whoa, I'm crying, and I get the whole thing, and I'm just having this whole experience and just seeing it played out, and somebody just being able to say it and show it in such a different way that I do, but me immediately go, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Like with Laura Lynn, the medium that I saw going, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
And, Molly McCord, the astrologer, going, oh, I can see myself in that. That's been transformative for me this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, that's the whole point of the healing journey, is to be able to reconnect with the inner child, look at these parts of yourself and realize that you're really okay and that you can love yourself because your future self is there waiting on you.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Ties a bow into the entire album. I mean, I think that this album is 100% my favorite album. I think it's her, like, it's a full concept album. And I feel like Pink Floyd did the concept albums. Like, it started with like acid rock and with like songs blending in together and creating a universe. This is 100% a concept album. Everyone always says they're doing a concept album, and it's never a concept album. This is a concept album. And seeing all the movies, the little clips come together, it like breathes so much life back into the songs that I've already listened to. So she released the deluxe version of the album, which had like Hampstead, Past Life, Twilight Zone, I can't remember the others, but those 3 songs, like it all blends together perfectly. Like she has a whole song called Past Lives. And I'm like, of course she does, because while she was working on this the whole time, you know, like she wasn't just writing the songs and then like working with a creative director to stage the musical, the concert. Like this was all working together. And then Hampstead is my favorite song. And my favorite line from it is, I'd rather feel everything than nothing every time. You should rather feel everything than nothing, because why would you want to erase something from your brain, even though it feels good in the moment, but you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Absolutely. And there's other ways to mitigate those memories where you don't feel like you have to obliterate.
How do you do that?
You know, that would be another podcast or a retreat. There's just so many tools, and it's a process that we have to do a lot of guided meditations and lead people through. And it's really everything that I learned how to do and I did for myself.
Yeah.
And I think I did an okay job.
Yeah. You definitely have.
Yeah.
It's just for her, it's so crazy to see it all the time.
Right.
Every time she opens her phone. Every fan interaction, people saying like, oh, why don't you dress like that anymore? Why don't you wear that anymore? Why don't you sing those songs anymore? Why don't you talk like that anymore? That's got to be obnoxious.
Yeah, because I've grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the point. That's the whole point of life. In life school is to grow, to learn the lessons and grow and become wiser.
What was your favorite song from the concert?
Well, you know, I don't know any names to anything.
That's okay.
And to be honest, it was hard for me to hear the words.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's why I really enjoyed watching the screen. Also, was just to watch her. I think, though, I would just say my favorite, the one that had the most impact on me, and I had to say because I remember it, is Saturn Return, and that's the first point of the show where I realized what was going on.
Yeah,
where I clued into what was happening.
Yeah. It was so amazing. The album's so good. And then she sung the hits, and like I love the hits. You know, you can't hate an Ariana banger. And the dancing was amazing. The costumes were incredible. And then just watching everyone, like all the attendees' outfits were amazing. That was one of my favorite parts, is we got there like an hour early and just kind of posted up and watched people's costumes and like how much people dress up, and it was really fun. And then seeing her mom walk through the crowd.
Joan. That was special.
Yes, Ariana's mom, Joan, is like a fixture in the Ariana Grande fan community. She goes everywhere with her. Joan, and I was filling my mom in like all day of the concert of Ariana's lore, and I was like, Joan is a good stage mom. Like back when Ariana was little and doing like Broadway and then in Nickelodeon, and we all know how crazy Nickelodeon was. Like Joan ran a tight ship. Yeah. She didn't let anything happen to her.
It shows. One thing that I also loved that really impacted me was the whole vibe. Yeah. To your point of getting there early and watching people, that was the least drinking concert event I think I have ever been to in my life. I don't think, to me, it didn't seem like people were very concerned at all. People were there for the show.
Totally.
And they were there, and everybody was appreciating everybody's outfits. And you know what? I have people that are, you know, just all cattywampus with the world right now and so much hate and division. I go to an Ariana Grande concert then, okay? Because there were how many thousands of people, all walks of life, all genders, all faiths, all colors, everything mixed together for 3 to 4 hours in peace. Yeah. Enjoying each other, enjoying the show, enjoying the vibes. It was just beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great show. And her audience has skewed a lot older. I think her audience has totally grown with her. I think I saw a few like young girls.
Oh, like 2 on the way out.
Yeah, with their moms. But I would say for the vast majority, every single person looked definitely 21 plus, I think. So that is cool to see. And she's a great artist. I love her. I will always love her. And I just want her to be happy.
Me too. And I appreciate Jenna. Jenna, I'm so sorry that you couldn't make it.
Yeah.
But I want you to know how much I enjoyed it and appreciated it, and I enjoyed it for you, I hope.
Yeah, Jenna will go.
Yeah.
Jenna will go. We'll start a GoFundMe in the comments to get her to go. Well, that's the recap. Ariana, if you guys can see her, I totally recommend it. The cool thing about her team is that her team bought back like tons and tons of tickets from scalpers, and they were releasing them like day of the show in Atlanta. If you are like around the arena day of, like refresh your phone, you can find them. People like the prices drop day of. I totally recommend. And her new album comes out this month, July 31st. So crazy.
Wow, we'll have to have a listening party.
We will have a listening party. Thank you so much for coming with me. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, and thanks for doing the recap on the pod.
I loved it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.